Hello everyone and welcome to The Scroll, your home for everything SWC 2021. This is episode 3. I'm Daniel dGon Gonzalez, the host of SWC, and I can't do it alone. I've got my fantastic experts back at it again. It's Stoic and OnceInLuv. Stoic, how's it going, brother?
Doing great. Fantastic to be back here with another episode of The Scroll.
A lot of different cups, a lot of different play styles. Actually, we've seen a lot of different things. Crazy differences in the meta between each region so far. It's just been a great year of SWC.
We've got the China Selection Tournament, APAC Groups C and D, plus the European Preliminary Tournament, and of course, we'll dive into the America's Cup predictions and the bracket review. Let's kick things off with the China Selection Tournament. Half Frog defeated How to Play in the first match 3-0. Tars defeated Jing 3-2. LD Monster beat the best name in the tournament, G Justin Bieber, 3-0. Magic Man took down former world champion Lest, 3-1. Then in the semifinals, Tars defeated Half Frog, 3-1, and LD Monster took down Magic Man, 3-1. With the world spots on the line, it was Tars defeating LD Monster 3-1 and advancing to the World Finals. OnceInLuv, did this go exactly how you thought it would?
It actually did not at all. I expected a lot more out of How to Play. We've seen How to Play in the Legend tournaments. We've seen How to Play on Ladder, an incredibly strong powerhouse. But losing 0-3 against Half Frog, losing to that incredibly strong Charlotte, something I wasn't expecting, as well as Lest. You know, like you said, a previous world champion losing in the first round to Magic Man in a 3-1 is pretty rough.
The APAC region had their groups C and D play as well for multiple spots into the APAC Cup. Let's see how it all shook up with Group C. First up, it was Frank defeating Henry 2-1. Then Meow Meow taking down Freeane 2-1. Yodeo defeated Kelvin in a clean 2-0, and reigning world champion Mr. Chung defeated G Diego 2-1. In the semifinals of the winners bracket, Frank defeated Meow Meow 2-0, and Mr. Chung, clean, defeated Yodeo 2-0. And finally, Frank defeated Mr. Chung 3-1 to advance through the winner's side of the bracket. Now for the loser side of the bracket. Henry defeated Kelvin 2-0. G Diego defeated Freean 2-0. Meow Meow took care of business against Henry 2-1, and G Diego defeated Yodeo 2-1. As those two winners met, it was Meow Meow defeating G Diego in the semifinals 2-1, and Mr. Chung and Meow Meow did battle for the final spot in the APAC Cup, with the reigning world champion Mr. Chung taking down Meow Meow 3-1. Stoic, what were some of the other big takeaways from the APAC Cup Group Number C?
Well, some big takeaways for sure. You could say all eyes were on Mr. Chung, but there were a lot of eyes on G Diego.
Group D, the Japanese group. It started off with Matsu defeating Shaja 2-0. Etowaru defeating Iya Kichibaba 2-0. Then Oseru defeating Miran Noah 2-1. Kaiba Shirataru defeated Milky Taisa 2-1. Matsu defeated Etowaru in the first semifinal 2-1. Oseru defeated Kaiba Shirataru 2-0 in the other semifinal, which set up a Matsu-Oseru final in the winner's bracket, with Matsu taking a clean sweep 3-0 and advancing through the winner's bracket. On the loser side of the bracket, it was Shaja bouncing back 2-1 over Miran Noah. Then Iyakichi Baba defeating Milky Taisa 2-0. Then Etowaru defeating Shaja 2-0. Kaiba Shirataro defeating Iyakichi Baba 2-1. Then Etowaru defeating Kaiba Shirataro 2-0, which set up a loser bracket final matchup for the APAC Cup slot between Oseru and Etowaru, with Oseru defeating Etowaru 3-1.
The Japanese competitors in the Japanese tournament is always very interesting to watch. These are players who have very unique drafts, do some crazy things, as we saw. We saw the dGon 100% win rate in SWC, something we rarely ever see picked, both on ladder and in general, but managed to get through with it. But another thing that stood out to me is, seeing Matsu play. He's on top of his game. He did really well in previous years, and I'm just looking forward to seeing him continue that.
Here are your APAC region participants. Now let's take a look at the European preliminary result. First up, it was Shesizo 2-0 over Ricky. Then Sapin taking down Pinkroyd 2-1. Then That Apj able to defeat 13 Jan 37 2-1. Rosith defeated Velipity in what felt like a 2020 matchup right there, 2-1. Then Shesizo defeats Sapin 3-0, and Rosit defeat that APAC for the 2 spots into the Europe Cup. All right, so OnceInLuv, I ask you the question, what caught your eye from this first day of the preliminaries in Europe?
Definitely experience. I think experience really showed itself. SWC as well as Rossith both being incredibly well-versed SWC players, played many years. Rossith actually making it quite far in previous years. I think experience really showed today, seeing those 3-0 sweeps on both sides.
In day number 2, it was Ismu defeating Dracul 2-0. Guts the Berserk defeating Liver 2-1. Then Obabo giving Smoke the Smoke 2-0. Then Shen defeating Elmo 2-1. In the semifinals, it was Ismu qualifying for the Europe Cup over Guts 3-1, and Obabo defeating Shen 3-1 to also qualify. Stoic, what stood out from day 2's results?
I mean, day 2's results showed once again it's that experience. We saw Ismu, we saw Obabo moving forward. Obabo just being such a strong player every single year. Some years, I mean, getting a little unlucky. You know, a little bit of that faint memory vibe coming from Obabo, but Obabo's looking to pick it up this year and do a lot better.
Day 3 had a lot of big names in the loser side of the bracket, very much like the America's Cup preliminaries. So let's take a look how it shook up for Europe. First up, it was Elmo defeating Ricky 2-0. Then Liver defeating 13 Jan 37 2-0. Pinkroyd defeated Dracul 2-0. And Velipity defeated Smoke 2-0. In the qualifier matches, it was Shen defeating Elmo 3-1. It was Liver eking out the win over Guts the Berserk 3-2. Pinkroyd defeated that APAC 3-0, and Velipity defeated Sapin 3-0.
A lot of well-known names, so Velipity being a prior SWC competitor, Pinkroyd being a prior world champion, legend tournament contender. But something interesting to see is that Liver and Guts game was super close. You know, that 3-2, just barely, as you said, eking it out. But the thing that stood out to me the most was how much Antares was picked alongside, you know, what we saw in the China qualification tournament.
This is where we're going to pick the players, the top 4 players that made it from days 1 and 2 of the preliminaries against the bottom 4 players that made it on day 3, the last chance qualifier. At the top of the bracket, it will be the Phenom, Faint Memory. All right, Faint Memory will be playing against True Whale.
I've matched with them quite a bit on ladder, so yeah, very familiar. I guess because there's an extra pre-ban, things will be a little bit different.
Well, I think out of all the players, he always brings something new, so I'm looking for that something new.
Let's see who our next matchup will be. Thompson, who will he be playing? Big V.
Looking at everyone, how they rate themselves. And like Big V is just really humble. Like he gives his draft like a 3. He rates his experience like a 2. He rates his luck like a 2. So I'll give him a lot of props for his humility and his humbleness.
Is it Shizzy time? No, because it's Madream D time. Madream D will be at the top side of the bottom bracket. Who will be Madream D's opponent? It's Zefarius.
I think Madream D has the edge in runes over me, and it's gonna be a fun match. You know, Pontos and Gianna.
For me, try to win.
We already know what this one is, but for posterity's sake, here we go. It's Shizzy time, everybody. There it is. Mr. Daniel Carioca.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Me and Daniel are friends in game, right? So we actually messaged each other like a couple days ago. We're like, oh, I hope we don't face each other first round. Like, I hate fighting my friends, and like, we pull each other.
Now I fight versus one really nice friend too, Shizzy. He always take care of myself in the game.
So those are your matchups for the America's Cup 2021. 8 contenders enter into the tournament. 2 will go to Worlds, but only 1 will be able to claim themselves champion of the Americas region. Who will it be? Find out September 12th, where all the action will go down at the 2021 America's Cup.